Hey, senior superstars! We're going to be reading this story together. It's called The Mixed Up Nest. This story is in your week 7, 8, and 9 packet. Make sure you have your packet with you so you can follow along. Pause the video if you need to so you can get your packet ready. Alright, here's the title of our story on the title page. The Mixed Up Nest. I see a picture of a nest with some eggs in it. And it looks like some tall grass, maybe some water. It says by Claire Rep, illustrated by Todd Gardner. Claire Rep is our author, and Todd Gardner is our illustrator. You usually find the author's name and the illustrator's name on the cover of the story. Let's get reading. Page 1. Follow along with me in your packet. Mama Duck went out for a walk. When she came back, there were 5 eggs in her nest. "Look at all these different eggs," Mama Duck said. "I only had 1 egg in my nest. Now there are 5. Which one is mine?" Uh-oh. Page 2. Mama Duck looked at the eggs. In some ways, the eggs were different. In some ways, the eggs were the same. "I can't tell which egg is mine," said Mama Duck. "I guess I'll have to wait for the eggs to hatch." Page 3. Mama Duck waited and waited. Finally, an egg hatched. "That's not my baby," said Mama Duck. "That baby has 4 legs. My baby should have 2 legs, just like me." Oh my, look at that baby alligator. That is not hers. "No, that's my baby," said Mama Alligator. Mama Duck waited and waited. Finally, another egg hatched. "That's not my baby," said Mama Duck. "That baby has a long, thin beak. My baby should have a wide bill, just like me." "No, that is my baby," said Mama Hummingbird. Page 7. Mama Duck waited and waited. Finally, another egg hatched. "That's not my baby," said Mama Duck. "That baby has a long, thin body and no legs or wings. My baby should have wings, just like me." "No, that's my baby," said Mama Snake. Page 9. Mama Duck waited and waited. Finally, another egg hatched. "That's not my baby," said Mama Duck. "That baby has fur. My baby should have feathers, just like me." "No, that's my baby," said Mama Platypus. Page 11. Mama Duck waited and waited. Finally, the last egg hatched. "This baby has 2 legs and a bill, just like me," said Mama Duck. "This baby has wings and feathers, just like me. This baby is a baby duck." "Yes, this is my baby," said Mama Duck. The end. That was a suspenseful story. I just kept on waiting and waiting to see what egg would hatch next and what animal would come out. I'm glad that Mama Duck finally found her baby duck. I like that story. I hope you did too. So now we're going to work on this worksheet together. It should be right after your page that says the end. At the top it says Lesson 3, Easy Read Book, Standards Connection, and you'll see a chart with 3 columns. We're going to talk about the title, author, illustrator, characters, setting, events, and narrator. Let's talk about the title first. Make sure you have a pencil ready so you can write your answers. We also did the same chart for our first story that we did in this packet, so you should already have an idea of how to complete this. So, back to our first question. What is the title of this story? Well, where are we going to find the title of the story? In the middle of the book or on the front cover? On the front cover, exactly. And there's 2 more things that you're also going to find on the front cover that we talked about in the beginning of this video. The author. This question says, who is the author of this story? And the illustrator. Who is the illustrator of this story? So, go ahead and find those 3 things on the front cover. The title, the author, and the illustrator. Pause this video as you write your first 3 answers. When you're done, you can play the video back and we can do the characters, setting, events, and narrator together. Okay, let's do the characters. You should have finished the first 3 boxes. Characters. Who are the characters in this story? Well, there were many characters in this story. We had a platypus, an alligator, a snake, a hummingbird, but those animals only played a small role in the story. The main character in our story was who? Mama Duck. Exactly. So, you can write Mama Duck in this box. Now, you could try to spell it without looking in the story, but if you don't know how to spell Mama Duck, all you have to do is look back in the story. Here it is, it's on page 12. I'll underline it for you so you can see where it says Mama Duck. Or actually maybe put a box. Mama Duck. So Mama Duck was our main character, so you can write Mama Duck in that box. Very good. Now we're going to do setting. Look at the picture under setting. It's a map, a clock, and a calendar. Setting is the place and time the story took place. This question says, where does the story happen? Where? So we're talking about the place. Do you remember where the story happened? When we were looking at our front cover, we identified that there was a nest and some grass and maybe some water nearby. So, does that mean that the story is outside or inside? Yeah, it looks like our story is taking place outside. So you can write outside in the box for setting. Here's how you spell outside. O U T S I D E. Outside. Okay. The next question is, events. It says, what happened in the story? Well, what happened in the story? You can talk about the main character, which was Mama Duck, and say what Mama Duck was doing. So, was Mama Duck swimming in the lake and getting a suntan? Or was Mama Duck watching the eggs hatch? Okay. If you need to look back in the story, you can look back in the story. Here's one detail from the story. Mama Duck waited and waited. Finally, the last egg hatched. That's one thing that happened in the story. The last egg hatched. So in the events box, you're going to write at least one thing that happened in the story. Now for the narrator question. Who is talking in this story? When we filled out this chart for the Who Do I Look Like story, we said that they were speaking, or the story was being told using the word I. And when the story is told using I, it's often a character speaking. Now, if they're using they, she, he, them, or just talking about what's happening without using I, that's often the author that's speaking. So let's see who's speaking in this story. Mama Duck waited and waited. So if Mama Duck were talking, she would have said I. If it was a character talking, it would have said I waited and waited. But it does not say I waited and waited. So Mama Duck is not talking. It says Mama Duck waited and waited. So we know that the author is talking because they're not using I here. Okay, so go ahead and circle author for the last question. All right, and if you need to re-watch this video, you can do that so you can hear the story again. If you need to pause the video at any time, you can pause the video and make sure that you're looking back in the story to answer the questions. All right, guys, have a great day.